Hey guys, MCD here, and today I'll be overviewing the infected plugin for Bukkit. I already did this a few months ago, but it's been heavily updated, so I thought I'd redo it again and go deeper into the plugin. So the plugin is made by Snipers, SD, Brandon Gordon, Encrypted Curse, and Artoon123. Just let you know, everything can be found here on their link in the description, website, Bukkit, of course, and everything's right here. But first of all, we're going to go straight into it and start off. Well, I should tell you first that if you do not know what infected is, if you've ever played Modern Warfare 3, it's basically one zombie or configurable zombies start off and they try and kill other people, and when those people die they become infected too like them, and the spread continues until there's no humans left. So anyways, continuing on with the tutorial, you can hit the download button and download it straight to your desktop. I already did that, so it's right here. It should be infected.jar. And you're going to want to simply open up your server folder and drag that into your plugins folder, like here. Alright, now just simply start up or reload your server. I'll be reloading or starting it up, like so. And we hopefully will see no errors. And if you guys do have ignore that error, by the way. If you do have Disguisecraft, you can make it latch onto this so that when the zombies actually look like zombies, which is always pretty cool. Disguisecraft, I guess I'll put that in this link too. So I got no errors. Alright, so I guess I'll just stop my server. And we will start going over the configurations for each section of it. Alright, so where is it? There it is. Sorry about that. Okay, so we are introduced with a lot of stuff here. Alright, but first, to start off, we're going to go into our config.yml. Alright, our config.yml is right here. So let's get straight into it. So our check for updates is basically the plugin will run to see if on the website there's been an update. I recommend you keep this to true so you're notified of when you actually need to update the plugin. Download update regardless of the Craft Bukkit version. This basically just means it'll download it and it will ignore the Craft Bukkit version. I would keep that the way it is. Disguisecraft support. Yes, so if you want this to have zombies look like zombies even though they're players, turn this to true. I so happen to have Disguisecraft running. That's all you need to do. You don't need to do anything else. If you have Disguisecraft running, just change that to true. It'll work out fine. Alright, scoreboard support. So basically, your scores and everything to do with the thing will happen on the scoreboard. So if you want this, set this to true. I'm going to set it to true too. Zombie abilities. If you want zombies to have abilities, go ahead and change that to true and everything. The book for help, get that book for help when you do info signs and everything. So for info signs, if you want these to be enabled, go ahead and keep that enabled. Refresh time, so it'll keep on refreshing every once in a while. So prevent joining during game, might want to keep that the way it is. So basically preventing the joining during a game would mean by that you can't, like in the lobby zone for it, you wouldn't be able to join because the game would already be started. Allowed commands here, just if you wanted to make a new one, say here and do /op, you can do that like so, but I'm not going to do this. Allow breaking of certain blocks. So if you want your players to be able to break certain blocks, set this to true. Me, I don't want that, so I'd set that to false, but I'll keep it true for this. Disable hunger. So if you don't want your humans dying of hunger for whatever reason, set this to true. Alright, disable enchanting if you don't want humans or zombies to be able to enchant their items. Keep this as true. Allow interacting if you want them to be able to interact with furnaces and stuff. Keep this to true. Allow votes true. So basically in lobby they'll do /infa vote for whatever arena they want. And new zombies TP. This will basically mean by so when a new person is infected, will they be teleported to the spawn? Because you can make it so that if this is false, as soon as they die being a human, they'll immediately turn straight into a zombie. And it's at the same spot where they died. If I set this to true, they'd go back to the spawn point. But let's keep it on false to spice things up. Chance to become a pig zombie. So at the beginning, this will... So in this case, the higher means by the more likely you'll become these two things, which are also configurable. Automatic starts, so use, yes, you want to use that if you want it to automatically start by itself without having an admin do the commands. And at minimum players, if I set this to 5, that means by it's going to have to wait until there are 5 players before it starts the game. I'm going to set it to 3. I'm not, by the way guys, this is the perfect time to say it, I will not actually be able to show you the fundamentals of it inside the game, but I'll show you how to set up an arena and the default commands for the default people. That is, if you set up the missions properly. Time. Voting time, this is, I believe, in seconds, so you have 30 seconds to vote. The first wave of zombies that will be selected is in 20 seconds after the round has started, and the total game time is 480 seconds long, I believe. Configurable, everything there is configurable. Points, use this as true, so you can set the max amount of points to whatever you want, and you get more points when you survive the longer. And zombies infected 3, you have to kill 2, and then when game over and you win, you get 10 points, and you get 2 for becoming to kill somebody, and when you kill somebody else, as a zombie, you get 3 points, and when you survive, you get 3 points if you're the final 3, I believe. So the score, use it as true. The max score is here, and the survive zombie infected, same thing as here. Alright, armor, here we go. We're gonna get into the armor stuff here. Okay. So this entire area right here is just for the armor. So since I have my item sheet here, if I set this to 310, they would have a diamond helmet. Configurable again, but that's alright, so change that how you'd like. The items, give it an item name. 272 so happens to be a stone sword. So, okay, so I'm going to explain the entire format of this. Okay, so I'll focus right here. Alright, so to make a new item area, put I think a hyphen, I believe. Alright, and you want to find the item ID of that item you want. So it's important that I think to get a sheet of paper that has all the item IDs. So let's say I wanted to give this person an apple, and the item ID for an apple is 260. So to start off, I put 260. Alright, now let's say I want to give them, let's say, actually here I'm going to do one that has a damage value on it. Alright, so I want to give them a set of leaves, but I don't want to give them a set of leaves. I want to give them maybe spruce wood leaves, so I'm going to put a colon, and then I'm going to put the damage value, which is probably 2. It so happens to be 1, sorry guys. Okay, so this is giving me spruce wood leaves. Alright, or what, redwood leaves, sorry, my bad. Okay, and let's say I want to give them 10 of them, so put a comma and then the amount. Alright, let's also say that magically I wanted to put an enchantment on these, so put another hyphen right there, and then do a enchantment ID, which is a number, so like 99 or something. You have to experiment with those, something like that. Alright, so let's say that I wanted it to be 1. That's the enchantment ID. And let's say I want to give it an enchantment level. So we put the curly little @ symbol, and then we put the enchantment level. So if I set this to 2, it's going to be whatever this is. So let's say that this is sharpness, and it's going to be sharpness 2. And if I really wanted to, I can put an item name by putting a % and saying it blah, blah, blah. So that will be the name of it. Alright, let's keep it that way. Test. Okay, this is not actually me here, that's just a demonstration. Alright, so that happens all the way. Okay, so rewards is what people get when they win. Honestly, if you're doing this for like a bigger server, it doesn't really matter, I guess. And the command award will tell the player that you have won the lobby and the world, and like that. We're going to move on to the next thing, which is probably, I'm going to say probably, our, don't mess around with the arenas yet unless you absolutely know what you're doing. Let's work on our grenades.yml. Okay, so this is going to follow the same kind of format of the last thing that we were doing, okay? So let's start off with the beginning. So can only use this as true. So if this is false, it will be completely disabled. Can only humans use grenades? So only the survivors can use the grenades. So this is false, so that means zombies can use grenades too. Figure that how you'd like. Put in the item ID of the grenade or what you want. Okay, so right here, this is 341, which is 341 is a slime ball. Okay, so slime ball, and the name of it is going to be stun. If I put in grenade, or I think it already does that, but stun means by it's going to show up as stun. Alright, so the cost is the payment of points that it needs. And the delay, how long, like when will it actually explode? So when I throw it, it's going to wait 3 ticks, I believe, in the range, like how far you can throw it. 3 blocks doesn't sound proper, so I'm guessing that this is properly configured for a pretty good range. And the damage, how much damage it will do. So I believe this is in 20 points, so this would be probably half damage. And take after throwing, that means by that if you take it something like that, take after throwing, I think that means by that if you can take it back after you throw it. And can it give damage to the player who actually threw it? True. Alright, now let's get into the meat and bones of the entire idea of the grenades and the effects. So if you go back to the site, they have an entire tutorial on all the possible IDs for the potion effects. So the format for these is the potion effect ID, the duration in seconds, and the power. So okay, if you go to the link, if you go down to the configuration and you go to the grenades, it'll bring you to the page, and it'll say click here for all the potion effect IDs, and that'll tell you all the potion effects. Okay, so say, because I think that 2 might be speed. It might be. I will find out really fast. Alright, 2 is slowness. Okay, so it's giving me slowness for 1 second, I believe. Yes, in 1 second. And the power of 2. So it's going to slow me down for 1 second, which sounds really weird, so maybe we should change that to 5. That's the format, so you can do that to your liking. I might actually include a lot of links to everything, or I might just include the link to the actual page and then the link to the configuration things where everything is. So you can do this for all of them, and you can configure them how you would like. Alright, so let's go into our, we did the config, we did the grenades. Why don't we go into the abilities.yml. Okay, so in the abilities thing, alright, you can read this default abilities, last edited version, chances works like this. All chances are added up and random number is chosen out for the numbers. Regular is the default zombie. It applies an effect for 1 second. So regular zombies, I'm guessing, because this isn't listed on the actual plugin page as far as I know in the configuration, I'm guessing that the fact that this is zombies, so same way, this is the chance of how the possible things, so the chance of becoming a regular zombie is almost certain, but there's also the other chances of these. So again, potion effects the same exact way how it works in our way. So we have the potion effect ID, which will be the same thing as before, the seconds, and the power. And you can, I'm sure you can make your own special classes by following the exact format of so. So I will make a class of soldier, as long as that hasn't been taken. And we put a colon, we go make sure it's right in line, like here, and then we put chance, make sure you follow it the exact way. You see how they have the capital C, follow it exactly, and we make it to maybe 75. And then we do potion effects like so, same way as it is before. A lot of this is together, and that's why this makes this a really good plugin, is because they follow the exact same format all the way through with all of their stuff that they use. Okay, let's move on to the next bit. So this, what I'm looking at right here, is the arena.yml. Unless you have another arena set up, you shouldn't really need to worry about this until you have another arena set up. But I'm going to show you what it says here on the configurations for the arena.yml. So here's what it says here for the arenas. So you want to make sure that you have an arena set up first. So it'll say arenas, the arena name. Don't make one manually here. Again, don't make one manually here. And then the arena name starts here. Playing zombies, survival, you can change that. Allow breaking. If you want to have specific like things that it can break on a specific map, it has it for you. Just make sure the global for both teams. For the humans, you can do it, and so on. Just put the item ID of the block or whatever here in parentheses. And I think you got to put numbers of this too. I think. Okay, so let's go over the kills.yml. Alright, this is pretty easy. This is basically, you can configure how this actually works. So, if you can also have kill streaks, I believe. Yes, you do have kill streaks that are pretty cool, but you know, I'll make sure to tell you that. Okay, so humans. So this is what happens when a human kills a zombie. So they have multiple ways of how to do this. They've all been evenly displayed. So put in the greater than less than human. You can put in colors has slayed and the zombie, which means by if I had myself, it would be MCD has slayed a zombie such as the Vaticanese. Okay? And that follows all the way down here, especially with the zombies here. Alright, kill streaks work out the same way. So let's say, because that is 20 for 20 kills, so if I were to set up stuff like this and say put in 5, like that, and I were to put the colon right properly and say give, and then the player, the item ID for it. So let's say we want to give them a diamond sword, which is 2. Well, that's already in there. So why don't we make them a gold sword, which is 283, and only one of them. There are probably a handful of them. I'm just going to make sure. So that's the only way how it can actually work. There are no other things like commands and stuff like that. I'm not sure if you can put names on it, but that's how the kills.yml works. Right, let's go into the messages.yml. Okay, so this is lots of messages. So basically tell you everything that you need to know. So if there's an error where the person has no permission, it'll say this, which says invalid permissions. This goes all the way down. Grenades are disabled. You do not blah blah blah. You can go ahead. I don't think I need to really explain this. Just read it yourself. Change it. Make sure you do not forget the quotation marks here. Just single one. Otherwise, it will not work. Colors do work on that one. Players.yml. The other, I believe it was the abilities. This is not listed. This is probably just where all the players that have played the games have been played here. You can probably also change their points here and everything about them. So that's that for that. And we're going to go into the shop.yml, which is this really, really cool thing that allows you to buy things to use in-game. So this is the format of it. It's going to give you the item ID, the colon, the bad, same way as how we set it before. Okay, so should the shop signs be enabled? Set this to true if you want them. To save items. Save items can be a little bit confusing. That basically means by that it'll keep the items every time. What it's basically saying here is to save the items the player has no matter what. So every time the player buys it, they will be saved the items. And this says save these items no matter what. So put the item ID and it'll save those items. Obviously you want air because you're holding air the entire time. Alright, so here's where you can start showing off all the signs here that you can use. So if you want to create custom items below, and I believe you can hook them into the signs, do it here. I will show you how to do that. So I want to create a name that I will call donor. For some reason I will call it donor. Okay, put a colon. Alright, you got to put it in the exact same format that I said before. So let's say I want a diamond sword, so 276, alright, and I want 2 of them, alright, and I also, well, wait, I want a damage value too of like maybe 2, so it'll be a little bit weak, colon 2, alright, so we have the comma, which means we're getting a diamond sword with the damage value of 2, and we're going to get 2 of them. And we're also going to get an enchantment of 1, which is something, and then the little curly A thing. And we're going to put the enchantment level of 4. And let's put on a, that's all that we really need to do for that one. I thought that we had to put an extra name, but that's already the name. So if we were to do that right now, you would be able to use that class if there were permissions set up for each one. I'm not sure about that. Alright, so that's it with the entire config. I do not think you need to worry about the .db. Honestly, if you want to use the database for this, go ahead. There's a bunch of tutorials out already on that, and I do not want to waste my time with it. But for now, I'm going to go in game, and I'm going to show you everything about it. So, I made an arena really fast. This will be our lobby over here, and this will be the arena. Don't make fun of my arena. I made it extremely fast just for the heck of this tutorial. So before we go into the admin commands, I'm going to go over the commands for the player, like the actual default group or whatever you said. So if we do /inf, we get who was made by the version, the link, disguise graph support, I disabled that. Zombie abilities, I disabled that. Grenades enabled, shop enabled. Help that as you wish. And if I do /infa help, we get everything from the point of view of this. So we have infa join, so it'll join the lobby. So infa join will do that. So yep, infa leave will leave the lobby, infa vote will vote, and then you probably have to put a arena number after that. Infa shop will see all the purchasable items. Infa chat in your team's chat. Infa stats, check out a player's chat. Infa top, check the top 5 players. Infa arenas, see all the possible arenas. Alright, let's go on to the second page. Alright, now these are the admin commands, I believe. Yes, they are. So we are going to start by going into how to create an arena, and then I'll go over the signs, because the signs are the fun part of this plugin that are really cool and you can do a lot with them. And we will also go over the shops part of it too. And as I said before, I cannot actually show you in-game because I do not have the people to show you it. Maybe another time, but the entire point of this was to show you the configuration. Okay, so let's start. So we want to do infected /infected create and then an arena name. So we're just going to call this one test. Arena test has been created. Now if we were to do the same thing but do remove test, arena deleted. Now we don't want that, so we're going to recreate it. Alright, so if you do that, it'll delete an arena. Alright, we're going to do the same thing, but now we're going to do the infected set arena and then the arena name, which is test. Arena chosen, arena set, chosen arena area, and yeah, I don't know why I went over here. And if we yeah, so we set an arena to work with and edit. To set the lobby of your okay, so we want to set the lobby for the infected zone. So do /infected set lobby set. Okay, and now we're going to set our spawn point for the in-game arena. So we do this by doing set spawn, and I'm going to do capital letter right here. Test spawn number 1 set for your location. Okay, so we have our spawn point for test arena. Now let's say that you have another arena that you want to configure. You can't just go over there and do set spawn, but you have to do set arena and then the arena name to be actually able to edit it. Okay. All right. So if you want to update the infected update unknown command, well wait, sorry, infected up, that's weird because it's on the Bukkit page. Okay. Alright, so if you want to disable and enable infected, you got to do this kind of setup here. So set, you have to do shutdown if you want it to, no, not shutdown, shutdown, and it will shut it down. Well, maybe, geez, what is up with this? Alright, well, whatever. Okay, so you can always do /info help. Alright, so let's say that we want to force start an arena. You can always do start, but make sure that you're actually part of the game to do that. So infected start will do it. Infected end will end it automatically. And if you want to reload the config files, do /infected reload, like so. I might be spelling this wrong. I infected. Yeah, but basically that's it. And if you want to maybe add some more points to somebody, so infected admin for admin points D star K star reset player. Okay, so if I want to add in 1000 slash 0 slash reset 0, and then I put in the player of Minecraft dessert. If I spell my name right, dessert, and then the number, something like that, it'll not do anything. But I'm sure that if you follow the proper format, it's probably because I'm not even in here to start off with. I'm going to set it today. Alright, so let's go over well, let's make sure that I set it up right by doing such info join. Alright, I was teleported here. Can I break any blocks? No, I cannot. It's obvious that I was set into specific 1. Yet, if I were to do such info leave, I would be teleported to where I back was, and I've been put back into game mode. Now let's go back in there, and let's do /info vote. Alright, so it'll tell you all the arenas that you can vote for, and then you can do info vote for test, and it'll say Minecraft Dessert has voted for test. And when you get enough people and the timer is run down in the lobby, you will be teleported into the arena, and you have fun. Okay, so the next thing is probably our signs, like our complete signs and everything. So let's go on with that. So let's go over the signs. So let's get out a sign first of all. Alright, and let's preferably make it inside the arena. Okay, so this is going to be a shop sign, alright? So basically it's going to make it so that you can buy these certain items. So I did set up the donor, so why don't we do that, alright? So I believe if we do it this way, alright, capital infected at the first line. Close it up like that, alright, and then the item ID, item name, if I maybe put in donor, and then the cost of it, which would be 50 points. Oh, shoot, maybe I messed that up. Infected. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so let's say I want diamond swords. So 276, alright, and the cost of it, which we will use 64. Alright, so now it'll say click to buy a diamond sword. So if I were to right click on this in-game, it would say to do that, and from that point on in the game I would have a diamond sword, which I could use against my foes. So that's that with this, and let's move on to the command thing, which is really cool. Also forgot to say that you have to make sure that it is properly formatted, so you can also in the shops.yml, those names that we listed actually do work. It was just me a little bit off, I guess. I must have spelled something wrong. Donor, and then you close it off by putting in the price, so 100. And it should work. Yeah, there you go. So sorry about that, guys. It must have been something I said wrong. But so in the shops.yml, the names that we created can go on the signs to buy too. Alright, we are going to move on to the commands, which I will show you right now. So let's do some fun stuff here. Okay, so started off by doing info. This is one of the things which we can do is like info signs. So info for infect, and then we just put info like so. Alright, it'll say players. It'll tell you everything you need to know on this infect info. There we go. I got it. Alright, so, and then we also have another thing, which is basically signs that can, it was INF, here, close it off, CMD, like so, and then you just got to put in the command. So vote, just by doing such info vote and then test, like so. Alright, so click to vote for test. Now if I were to go back into it, I'm so lazy that I had to go through and not. You see, it says that I voted for it because all you have to do is vote test. Alright, so if I do such info leave now. Alright, so one quick announcement. I will be gone for 1 week, so by the time this video is put up, I will be away from my computer. So if I do not answer any comments for 1 week, please just stay patient with me, and maybe I'll be able to try and get on a computer where I'm going. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, make sure to PM me. I will do my best to answer them. For the people out there that were complaining about the other video that I said, I hope this one wraps things up and is very understandable. Alright, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you next time. See you.